Hello and welcome to Knit and Crochet with Joanna. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to knit this very pretty shawl. It looks like a dragon tail shawl. It's easy, it's a 12 rows repeat pattern, but really very easy because we have many rows with knitting stitches and many rows with purl stitches. After the second row we start with increases in every row. When we have the front side from our shawl, we make the increases in the beginning from the row, and when we have the wrong side, the back side from the shawl, we make the increases at the end of the row. But we see this later also in the video. My shawl has a width from about 50 centimeters and the length is about 1 meter 80, but you can make it longer or shorter if you like. I use for my shawl knitting needle number 4 and also a hook size number 3.5. Here we did degreases to have this dragon tail style. I did it 20 times for my shawl, and here at the other side I did increases in the beginning from the rows. So I crocheted here single crochets, and I did it all the way back, and this is the result. It looks really very pretty. Let's see how we knit this very pretty and easy shawl.
The yarn that I use today is from Lang Yarns. It calls Omega Color. 50 grams gives us 130 meter. It's 50% polyamide, 50% polyacryl. I used in total 4 skeins, and I worked with knitting needles number 4 and hook size number 3.5.
For the video I'm going to use 1 color yarn and smaller needles because this is more comfortable for me in front of the cam, and I start with 3 stitches. I have here 3 stitches. I drop 1 needle and I turn my work. Now I'm going to knit these 3 stitches. I knit the first stitch, the second stitch and the third stitch, and I turn my work. From now we are going to make increases in every row. When we are in the back side of the work, like now, we have here purl stitches, we do the increases at the end of the row, always before the last stitch. When we have the front side of our work, then we make the increases in the beginning of the row. So this is the back side. I make the increases at the end of the row. I'm going to purl my stitches. I purl 1 stitch and I purl the second stitch. This is my last stitch. Before I purl this last stitch, I make the increase. So I don't want to make 2 stitches from the last one, so I don't want to make my increase with the last stitch. What I'm going to do is, the yarn is over my index finger and my thumb. Now is the yarn under my thumb and my index finger, and I grab the yarn with the index finger. This is how it looks like. With the right needle, I go under the yarn over my thumb. I grab the yarn that is over my index finger and I bring the yarn under the yarn from the thumb. And this is how I make my increases. Of course you can make it however you like. So, and I purl the last stitch. I turn the work. This is the front side now, and I make here the increase in the beginning from the row. You can make it as you like. I do. Here is my yarn. I place my right needle on the yarn and I twist the yarn. I go to the left side and here is my new stitch. And now I'm going to knit all the stitches till the end of the row. turn my work again. This is the back side, so I do the increase at the end of the row. I start with purl stitches, and before I purl the last stitch, I'm going to make my increase. And now I purl the last stitch. I turn the work, this is the front side, so the increase in the beginning of the row. And I knit all the stitches till the end of the row. I turn the work, this is the back side, the increase is at the end of the row. So I purl all the stitches. And before I purl the last stitch, I do my increase. I'm going to do this now until I have 11 stitches on the needle. I turn the work, this is the front side, the increase in the beginning from the row. So this is my first stitch and I knit all the stitches. This was one stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Turn the work, this is the back side, the increase at the end of the row, so we purl all the stitches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, increase 9, and I purl the last stitch, 10 stitches. Turn the work, this is the right side, the front side, so the increase in the beginning from the row. This is one stitch, and continue with knit stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have now 11 stitches on the needle. And now I start with my main pattern. I turn the work. This is the back side, so the increase at the end of the row. But in this row I'm going to knit all the stitches now. I start to knit every stitch and at the end I'm going to make the increase. So before I knit the last stitch, I do at first my increase and now I knit also the last stitch. I turn the work. This is the front side, so here the increase in the beginning. And knit 2 stitches now. 1, 2. Now yarn over and knit 2 stitches together from the back side. Insert your needle from the back side in 2 stitches and knit them together. And again, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together from the back side. The needle is in 2 stitches from the back side and I knit them together. And again, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together from the back side. Yarn over, knit 2 stitches together from the back side. And knit the last 2 stitches. Turn the work. This is the back side, so the increase at the end of the row. Also here we are going to knit all the stitches. Knit the stitches and the yarn overs. So, and before I knit also the last stitch, I do my increase. And now knit the last stitch. Turn the work. This is the front side, so the increase in the beginning of the row. And also here we are going to knit all the stitches. So I turn the work, and here I start to create the dragon tail. Here I'm going to do now 5 degreases. I insert my right needle in 2 stitches from the back side and I knit them together. This is the first decrease. I have 1 stitch on the right needle and I bring this stitch again back to the left needle. Again, knit 2 stitches together from the back side, and this is the second decrease. The stitch from the right needle back to the left needle. Knit 2 stitches together from the back side, this is the third decrease. Bring the stitch from the right needle back to the left needle. Knit 2 stitches together from the back side, this is the fourth decrease. The stitch back to the left needle and knit 2 stitches together from the back side. This is the fifth decrease. And now purl all the stitches and we make at the end of the row again our increase. I purl every stitch. And before I purl the last stitch, I make at first my increase. And now I purl the last stitch. Actually, is this our pattern? But from now we are going to repeat 12 rows. 7 rows knit and purl stitches. That means we do 1 row with knit stitches, 1 row with purl stitches. 7 rows. And then 5 rows the pattern here. You remember in the back side we knitted all the stitches, then we did here the yarn over and knitting 2 stitches together from the back side, and then we knitted again here the stitches. And this is how it looks then in the front side. It gives us a really nice pattern here. So let's do this 12 rows together and you will see it's so easy. I start with row 1. This is the front side, so the increase in the beginning from the row. And I knit all the stitches till the end of the row. We have here only knitting stitches. I turn my work, row 2. This is the back side, so they increase at the end of the row. Here I'm going to purl all the stitches. I do my increase and I purl the last stitch. Turn the work, row 3. This is the front side, so the increase in the beginning from the row. and we knit all the stitches till the end of the row. Row 4, this is the back side, so the increase at the end of the row. We purl all the stitches in this 4th row. Before I purl the last chain or stitch, I do my increase and I purl the last stitch. I turn my work. Row 5, this is the front side, so in the beginning at first the increase, and I knit all the stitches till the end of the row. I turn the work. Row 6, this is the back side, the increase at the end of the row, so I purl all the stitches here. The increase, and I purl the last stitch. Now row 7, this is the front side of my work, the increase in the beginning of the row. So I did now here 7 rows with knitting stitches and purl stitches. And now I start with my main pattern. That means row 8, I turn the work. This is the back side. The increase at the end of the row, but here we are going to knit all the stitches. I knit every stitch till the end of the row. And before I finish the last stitch, I do again my increase. So the increase, and I knit the last stitch. I turn the work. Row 9 is the front side, so the increase in the beginning of the row, and I knit 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And now yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. Yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. Yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, and we repeat this till the end of the row. Yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, and one more time, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, and here we have 1 stitch, knit the stitch. Row 10, this is the back side, so the increase at the end of the row, and here we are going also to knit every stitch. We knit the stitches and the yarn overs. I do the increase and I knit the last stitch. Turn the work, row 11, this is the front side, so the increase in the beginning from the row. And also here we are going to knit every stitch till the end of the row. I turn my work, row 12, and here I create again the tail from the dragon, so this is zigzag. In this row we are going to make the degreases and 1 increase at the end of the row because we are here on the back side. So 5 degreases, knit 2 stitches together from the back side. This is the first degrease. Bring the stitch from the right needle to the left needle back and knit again 2 stitches together. This is the second degrease. Bring the stitch back to the left needle, knit 2 stitches together. This is the third degrease. Bring the stitch back to the left needle, knit 2 stitches together. This is the fourth degrease. Bring the stitch back to the left needle, knit 2 stitches together. This is the fifth degrees. And now purl all the stitches till the end of the row. I make here the increase and I purl also now the last stitch. And that's it. It's really so easy to follow and to make it. And it looks nice. It looks really, really pretty. So I'm going to finish now my shawl and then I show you the next step. I completed here the last time my pattern. And now I'm in row number 12 and I want to finish my shawl. In row number 12 we do increases. This is what we do here also, but not 5 times. I do it all the row across. So I insert my needle from the back side in 2 stitches and I knit them together. Now I'm going to bring the stitch from the right needle back to the left needle and I knit again 2 stitches together. And I continue to do this until my last stitch. I finished all my degreases except the last chain here, the last stitch. I need this stitch because now I'm going to crochet all the row across where I did my increases. So this will look later also very, very beautiful. What I'm going to do now is I insert my hook into this loop and I turn my work because I want to see now the row with the increases. This is what I have in front of me. And now I'm going to crochet single crochets, but I work all the way back. I don't know how you call the single crochets in English. That means I don't work now from the right side to the left. I work here all the way back. So I go back to the next chain and I do here a single crochet. I go into the next chain, a single crochet, back to the next chain, single crochet, back to the next chain, single crochet, and I repeat this with every chain till the end of the row. Where I have big spaces, like here, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the same space. Otherwise, in every chain, 1 single crochet. I'm going to finish this now and then I'll show you how it looks like. My shawl is complete. It's really very, very pretty and very easy to make, and the result is very beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I say again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, push the like button if you like. Until next time, thank you.